Alright, so in this video we're going to create a custom widget for our theme. So we have this showcase area, and I just want to create a widget that can take in a title and some text, and we'll spit it out right here in this widget position. So if we look at this documentation page, this is for the widget API. Basically what we need to do is create a class that extends WP widget, and it's going to have a few different methods. It'll have a constructor to call the constructor of the parent class and also set up the title and description. And then we have the widget method, which will output the content of the widget. We have the form method, which will output the admin form. And then we have the update, which will take care of updating any fields. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the WP content folder and then plugins, and we're going to create a new folder there, and we're going to call it showcase dash let's call it showcase dash widget, because although it is a plugin, it's also a widget. So let's go ahead and create a new file here, and this is going to be called same thing, showcase widget .php, and then one more file. This is going to be the class file, so we're going to save it as class.showcasewidget.php. Alright, so the showcasewidget.php file is going to be the main file, but the class is going to be where we'll do most of the functionality. Alright, so what we want to do in this file is we want to open up a comment block. Okay, go like that. And this right here, we're going to say plugin name, which will be showcase widget. Then we're going to do description, simple showcase area, version 1.0, and let's do one more, which will be the author. Okay, now we want to include the class file, so we'll say include, and let's put in here class.showcasewidget.php. Okay, then we need to register the widget. So we want function register showcase widget, and then we're going to call the register widget function and pass in showcase underscore widget. So this needs to be whatever your class name is. Okay, so that's what we'll name the class. And then we just need the add action. So action, we're going to say widgets init, and then we just want register showcase widget. And that's it for this file. So let's go into the class file now, and I'm actually going to grab this from the documentation, this sample. Okay, we'll paste that in. We need PHP tags though. Now I don't want this to take forever, so we're going to be doing some copying and pasting. First of all, I want to change the name of it from my widget to showcase widget. And then let's take a look at the constructor. So for now, I'm going to just get rid of what's in there and then just paste my code in. So what we're doing here is we're calling the parent constructor. The parent is this WP widget class. Okay, and then we're just putting in an ID of showcase widget. We have the name showcase widget, and then we have a description down here. Okay, and a text domain, which can be anything you'd like. I just use text domain. Alright, so constructor's pretty simple. This widget method here, this will display the front end of the widget. So we basically need three things. We need the title of the widget, we need the heading, which is this here, and then we need a field for the text, which is that. So I'm going to just paste this in real quick. Okay, so we have our title. Now we're setting these to the instance. Okay, instance heading, instance text. That represents what is in the database for those values. Alright, so we're going to stay in this same method, and I'm going to paste some other stuff in. Alright, so the args we have before widget, after widget. Okay, that's in case we want custom tags or whatever we want to go before and after. We also have them available for the title. We have before title and after title. So for instance, if you wanted to use an H4 for the title, you could do that, or H1, whatever you'd want. Alright, and then down here, this actually shouldn't be form. This should be display content. And I'm going to have a function called get content. Alright, we're passing in the heading and the text from up here. Alright, and then of course we have the after widget. So before we move on to these, let's create this get content. Okay, and that takes in the heading and text. Okay, let's just paste this in, and this could have very well just went right here, but I like to kind of separate it a little bit. So what we're doing is we have a variable called output. We're setting it to a template here with the H1, the text, and then we just have a button. Okay, and then we're just returning the output. Alright, so that's actually going here where we're calling it. Alright, so let's go down to the form. This represents the back-end form where we can actually put the heading and the text and stuff like that. Okay, let me just paste this part in. So what we're doing is we're checking to see if there's a title. If there is, we're setting it the variable to whatever is in the instance. If there's not, then we're just going to set it to showcase widget. Alright, and then we also need to get the heading and the text. We're pulling those from the instance as well. Now for the actual back-end form, it's a lot of HTML, so what I'm going to do is just end the PHP here and then continue it right here, and then we can put all the HTML here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and paste this in, and it's quite a bit. If you need to pause it, that's fine. But basically we have a couple paragraphs, and they contain a label for each field and then the input. Okay, so you can see for the label we have we can echo out this get field ID, and what we want is the title. Alright, and then for the input we have an ID, same thing, get field ID, and then the name of the field, which is title. And then right here for the name we have get field name, title, and then for the value we're using the title variable. Alright, we're just escaping it with escape attribute, or escape adder. Alright, we're doing the same thing here for the heading, and then the same thing for the text. Okay, so it's really quite simple, even though it looks like a lot of code. So next we want to go to the update method. This is where when we add a heading and text in the back end and we click save, this is what saves it. Alright, so let me just grab some code here, paste that in. So we have an instance which equals an empty array, and then we're saying instance title equals whatever is in the new instance, okay, whatever is saved as the title. Same thing with the heading, we're setting it to the new instance heading, and same with the text, and then we're just returning that instance. Okay, so this will update whatever we put in for the fields in the back-end widget form. Alright, so let's go ahead and save that, and what we'll do now, make sure both files are saved. We'll go in the back end here, and let's reload, and then go to plugins. And you can see right here we have the showcase widget. Has the description, the version, the name, and we're going to click activate. Okay, so we click activate, and then if we go to appearance, let's see. Oh, you know what? We didn't set up a widget position yet. So let's go into functions.php in our themes folder. And we're going to set up our widget locations. So I'm going to go down to the bottom of the file and paste this in. Alright, so what we're doing here is we have a function called msinitWidgets, and we have two places where we want widgets. One is on the sidebar, and one is in the showcase for the widget we just created. Alright, and we have in our sidebar we want the div class callout to wrap around the whole widget, and then the title we want to be in H3. Alright, down here we're calling our action on widgets init, and then we're just inputting the name of our function, msinitWidgets. Alright, so let's save that and go back to the back end and reload. And now under appearance we can now see widgets. If we click that, you can see we have the sidebar and the showcase available. And if we go down here, you can see our showcase widget, which is the plugin we just created. So let's go ahead and add that to the showcase area. Alright, so we have our title. What I'm going to do is get rid of the title, and for the heading we'll say discount clothing, and for the text I'm just going to copy what we have here. Okay, save that, go back. Well, actually the front end's not going to change yet because we didn't implement it in the template, but you can see that the content has saved. So what we need to do now is go into our index.php file and go down to where we have this showcase area. And before we actually show it, we want to check to make sure that it's enabled. So we're going to say php if, and we can use isActive sidebar, which we've used in past projects. And the widget position is going to be showcase. Down here we'll do an end if. Okay. And now what we want to do is replace the H1 paragraph and button. Okay, we want to get rid of that, and then we're going to say PHP dynamic underscore sidebar and pass in the name of the position, which is showcase. Save that. Let's go check out the front end, and we get discount clothing. So just to make sure that it's actually reading our widget, let's go and change this to discount clothings and save. Go to the front end, reload, and we get discount clothings. So you know that this is coming from our custom plugin. Alright, and we created a plugin that is not only, you're not only able to use it on this theme, you could use it anywhere. Alright, so in the next video we're going to take care of the sidebar widgets. We want this categories to actually come from WordPress categories. Alright, so we will get into that next.